Capitol Hill to Wall Street. This is Politics and Profits with your host, Rick Amato.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Rick Amato. It's time for Politics and Profits.
We follow the trends on Capitol Hill that lead to the profits on Wall Street. We expose the hard facts of what your elected officials are doing when you're not looking. And we show you how you can profit from their politics. The American dream is alive and well, and you can be proud to call America your home. And now, it's Rick Amato.
Welcome to Politics and Profits, everyone. I'm Rick Amato. This is the show where we cover money, politics, and current events. And our first guest is a very special individual on the cutting edge of what's happening in society and in business. Let me welcome Dr. Ingrid Vasiliu-Feltes. She is the Chief Ethics and Innovation Officer at Government Blockchain Association. She is the founder, CEO of Institute SEI. And this, folks, really captures my attention perhaps more than anything. She is a board advisor and partners in the Digital Health Institute. Ingrid, welcome to Politics and Profits.
Thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure to be with you today.
I want to get, Digital Health Institute, I want to get right there to start with. Digital health. I want to learn more about it, what exactly it is. I'll tell you what hits my mind is I think of Apple and so many of these Silicon Valley companies creating their product to addict their customers to the product, and the health of people is being affected. I may be way off here, but I'm intrigued by Digital Health Institute. Tell us about that.
Sure, thank you. We like to consider ourselves a trusted gateway to market and scientific expertise that can accelerate advanced technology in health and life sciences. And like you mentioned, there are several technology companies who also try to contribute to the ecosystem, but we pride ourselves of offering open access journals to everybody so that they can have not only access to the latest scientific advances, but also accelerate the data-driven integration, interoperability, and utilization of all the advances in the healthcare industry and life sciences. So we offer not only educational activities, also we consider ourselves a global ecosystem builder. And like I mentioned, we offer 2 open access journals, which, as you know, has not always been the case. So that definitely accelerates the transformation and modernization of health care and life sciences.
And you talk about in your books that you've written the digital era and the impact on our society of life, work, and health. I'd like to hear your comments.
So just thank you. Absolutely, thank you. The books are coming out soon, so they're not ready yet. They're in editing phase, but definitely we thought with my co-editors it would be worth having a book that addresses the new challenges we're facing in this digital era, because everything has been reshaped, recalibrated, redesigned, and healthcare and life sciences, more than ever, have been one example. So we are addressing those aspects from an ethical perspective, from a practical perspective, such as human capital. How do we need to train our workforce to be suitable for the future? As we know, a lot of automation and digitalization is occurring, and there are projections that by 2025, majority of the jobs will either be fully automated or partially automated. And then additionally, we also like to focus on, in certain chapters, on some of the opportunities and challenges we have in the digital era. As we know, artificial intelligence, blockchain, quantum computing, nanotechnology are infusing every fabric of our lives now. So you might have Robo Advisors that are your wealth managers, or you might have an AI algorithm hiring you, or you might have an AI algorithm decide what you shop and what you watch. So it has become much more embedded in our daily life. And that's why we felt it would be important to address all the facets.
I hadn't thought of what you just said. It may be a robot that becomes someone's wealth manager. That sends a shiver up and down my spine, not because I'm a wealth manager, but I know so many people who are.
Actually, there was a recent article in the Wall Street Journal that we've had over the past 18 months quite a lot of increase in those very successful robo advisors. So it's a double-edged sword like with every technology. You can have access to more people that before could have never had access to a wealth manager. On the other hand, as we know, there are certain safeguards we need to put into place, such as appropriate data governance and ethics programs to make sure that they're not going down a path that is not intended.
All right, Dr. Ingrid, let's talk about blockchain technology. I know this is something that you specialize in. What is the role of blockchain solutions during this pandemic crisis, during the pandemic recovery?
Yeah, we're very fortunate that we had a technology solution during the pandemic crisis that opened up new opportunities for healthcare and life sciences. And we've seen an increased adoption in blockchain and other digital ledger technologies that help not only with vaccines or any other healthcare supply tracing and ability to make them available at locations that otherwise would have been suffering from scarcity of those supplies. Also, we've had the opportunity to have people have access to financial means and have banking access, which help them in turn get medical care. So that's another important element. Supply chain and logistics has been another tremendous increase as well. So I would say not only in the life sciences and healthcare research and development domain, but also in the supply chain and logistics. And that includes not only medications, masks, oxygen, and anything else that we need when we provide care to patients across the world. So we've been very lucky that we had an opportunity. And until then, unfortunately, there was increased resistance to adopt blockchain solution. But during this crisis, when other tools and methods were not available, blockchain proved an opportunity that was accessible to all and made it much safer, much more accessible to others that otherwise would have not been able to have any solution.
That's interesting how the the pandemic, with a crisis, if you will, ended up changing and creating an opportunity there. Is that what happened also with investment focus and cryptocurrency? Did the crisis play a role in acceptance of crypto by and large by investment firms?
Yes, well, every crisis I think brings opportunity, right? And unfortunately, there are good things that have occurred because a lot of good things can be achieved with digital currencies or cryptocurrencies, such as access to this virtual currency mode that people otherwise would never have the opportunity before. But also, we have to be careful because there were also negative consequences. So a lot of people are capitalizing on the lack of education about cryptocurrencies.
That's right.
And many people get hurt. So my advice is always make sure you get the right access to information. The resources that you're using should be appropriate, such as the Government Blockchain Association and many other official organizations or not-for-profit organizations that provide accurate facts. Because unfortunately, yes, cryptocurrencies can bring beautiful opportunities for democratizing and making access to services to many people across the world that otherwise would not be able to. But we have to be careful to make sure we have appropriate ethical deployment, cybersecurity deployment that is according to the latest standards, because we've seen all kinds of things happen as well. And then we don't need to get into the depths of legal and regulatory challenges, but that's the task we have ahead of us over the next few years to make sure that the legal and regulatory frameworks adapt to the technological advances. Otherwise, we have loopholes right now that sometimes, unfortunately, are being used with negative consequences.
That's good information and good perspective, Dr. Ingrid. In our remaining moments here, are there any specific industries that have the highest blockchain adoption?
Well, we've definitely seen an uptick already, what I had mentioned in supply chain and logistics, but also real estate lately has increased in adoption and life sciences, definitely. Another trend that we have noticed that I wanted to maybe have an opportunity to mention is the central bank digital currencies. Several countries have increased their efforts to issue or to at least provide regulatory guidelines regarding central bank digital currencies. And that's going to also have a positive impact on any other virtual currencies, because it increases the ecosystem and it facilitates all the transactions that many were waiting for a few years now.
Interesting. All right. Dr. Ingrid Vasiliu-Feltes, Chief Ethics and Innovation Officer at the Government Blockchain Association, founder and CEO of Institute SEI, board advisor, partners in Digital Health Institute. Always an eye-opener, always good information that you provide. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and please check out our website. We have several events coming up that I think many in our audience would enjoy. We have one coming up in June that's called Blockchain and Liberty for All. And then in the fall, we have an event that's addressing all facets of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. We call it Blockchain Government Week. So I'm inviting everybody to attend.
Where would someone go to sign up for that?
We have our website.
Okay.
It's www.gbaglobal.org.
All right, GBA Global.
Global.org.
All right, we've got that on the TV screen here. All right. Thank you, Dr. Ingrid.
Thank you for having me.
Broadcasting from the Liberatory CPA studios, back with more after this.
Politics and Profits with Rick Amato is brought to you by Liberatory Accounting, the IRS problem solvers. To find out how Liberatory Accounting can help you, call 877-6-SOLVER. That's 877-6-SOLVER.